UFC 264, man, what an event that was. I wasn't sure if I was going to watch the fight, but I actually went to go watch it live. And I would say I did have a good time watching the fights. We're going to get to the main event in a second, but let's just go through the list here. I thought the opening fight with Sean O'Malley was actually a lot better than I thought it would be. The guy that he fought took a nice little beating, which kept the fight entertaining. The female bantamweight fight was actually pretty good as well. The Greg Hardy fight was interesting. Man, I didn't realize how big Greg Hardy is as a fighter. And he got knocked out. And, man, the Shui guy, he needs to stop doing that, especially with that C19 out there. Come on, man. You can't just be drinking out of people's shoes. And the one guy spiked the Shui with hot sauce. The disrespect is real. In addition to that, the co-main event was decent. I expected more from Wonder Boy, but, Wonder Boy is known to kind of do things like that. So that fight, it was what it was. Like I said, pre-fight, overall, I thought the card was okay. Nothing to really holler at. And the main event, Conor McGregor came back with a vengeance. He said, you know what? He's keeping a baby mama at home. He's here to handle business. He came out, started off nicely, got taken down, got pounded out a little bit. And then once he got back on his feet, his foot said, oh, hell no, we got to get back down to the floor, and his foot broke. Man, I don't even know what to say about that. That was just one of the nastiest breaks I've seen in a while. But it's been, if I was a fighter, I probably won't throw any low kicks. Because you look at what happened to Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman recently, and you can argue this is the result of the leg kicks that he was throwing to Dustin Poirier, or it could have been some of the up kicks that went from the ground. We're not really quite sure where the break actually took place, what started the break, or maybe he came in already injured. But either way, I would just attribute it to the low kicks, and that's something I probably would recommend against that, man. It just doesn't seem beneficial, especially when people check those low kicks. It's not necessarily worth it, especially for Conor McGregor. Now, speaking of which, it's like, man, this guy has such a meteoric ride. I can't speak right now, but man, he was going to the top. He was killing it. He was dominant, and unfortunately for him, it just didn't work out, man. Like, I was listening to, I believe Luke Thomas said something about different peaks. And I totally agree as far as when you look at Conor McGregor, he came out blasting to the top. He was just so much better than the competition. He was ahead of the game. He was just killing the competition. But as time progressed, he didn't move forward like everyone else. Because you got to look at it like this. While he went to go box Mayweather and all those layoffs, for whatever reason, that he took off, it took a toll on his fighting abilities. While he was off, other people kept training. They were still doing MMA. And as he the playing field got even, and now it looks like it's going to take him a long time just to come back. Even if he's able to come back, what, he's going to be going for another year or two? That's 1 or 2 years without fighting. It's just going to be rough for him to get back on track, especially with the amount of money that it costs to bring him to the ring. I don't know if the UFC is going to be too interested in having Conor McGregor fight again anytime soon, except for like a big event, because you can still argue that they can have a fourth fight because of the way that it ended. But unfortunately, I feel like McGregor would need a touch-up fight, because without a touch-up fight, this guy's going against a guy that beat him twice. Mentally, that's a tough disadvantage. He had his leg broken against this guy in his fight. It's just such an uphill battle, and you don't know where his body's going to be at. He needs like another Donald Cerrone type of tune-up to really just build his confidence up. 1 or 2, build up fights, and then get back in the ring with a Dustin Poirier. I don't think he should fight someone like that ASAP. That's even to be able to make it back to the top. It remains to be seen if he ever fights again. And man, that is just such a tragic downfall. But he kept the sport entertaining. Love him, hate him. Dustin Poirier owes him for the money that he's made, because without Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier never would have got the checks that he received in these last 2 fights, which are huge. Those red panty nights are real. Khabib got the rub for beating up McGregor. So beating up and fighting McGregor helped a lot of people financially. Love him, hate him, he did bring a lot of money to the sport of MMA, specifically the UFC. And in addition to that, man, love him, hate him, you can't take away from Floyd Mayweather's greatness. Layoffs or not, he always shows up and he always wins. And that's just a hard thing to do. People don't realize it doesn't even matter if you're fighting nothing but scrubs, but to win consistently is something tough. And I'm not saying Mayweather's fighting scrubs, but he's fighting some of the best in our generation. And people got to realize that's just a tough feat for anybody to conquer, it'll be interesting to see what happens with McGregor coming up. It just sucks that he took that tumble. Speaking of which, Floyd was quick to let people know he put that $50K that Dustin was going to win, so he thanked him for that victory. So that was a nice little paycheck for Floyd right there. Let me know your thoughts, man. Do you think Conor could bounce back from such a horrible injury? You think his career is done? You think the fans are just tired of his antics? I feel like without winning, man, you can only talk so much smack until people look at you differently. So without another victory in his belt, it's going to be tough. He lose one more fight, even if he comes back, if his next fight is another loss, he's done. There's no way coming back from that. His salary's too much. The UFC's not going to really want to take him back. This might be a good opportunity for a Jake Paul fight, to be honest. If he loses again or after his leg heals, this is a good fight for Jake Paul. Hell, you might even favor Jake Paul against him, depending on how well Jake Paul does against Tyron Woodley coming up. So let me know your thoughts below, man. How did you like UFC 264? You think Conor McGregor is going to come back? Hit that subscribe button and smash the like button, man. We're trying to do some different things when it comes to this boxing, MMA thing. So leave your thoughts below. Until next time, everybody, have a good one. Hands up. Peace.